To address the Big Ideas Platform 2023 is Hamzat Hamzy Lawal. Hamzat Lawal is a global citizen, community organizer, an award-winning advocate and humanitarian who has successfully led grassroots campaigns in over 40 African countries. He specializes in practical issues associated with climate change, open data, advocacy campaigns and development policies as it affects rural and deprived grassroots communities. He is the founder of Follow the Money, a homegrown Pan-African grassroots data-driven initiative. Hamzat Hamzy Lawal is currently the chief executive of Connected Development, CODE, an organization he founded. Under his leadership, CODE won the One Africa 2016 award, which recognizes, rewards, and advances the exceptional work of Africa-based organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Big Ideas Platform 2023, Hamzat Hamzy Lawal.
So my big idea is Factivism, bringing activism and fact using data. The pillars of democracy talks about strong institution, the rule of law, and accountability in our democracy. But what are the stumbling blocks today? We're dealing with corruption, deficit in accountability and transparency, poor citizens' engagement, and lack of access to public records. Now in 2010, there was that lead poison outbreak where over 400 children were reportedly killed due to lead poisoning. 2 years afterwards, I was struggling to get public information on how the government responded. So I went to the Ministry of Mines and Solid Minerals, the Ministry of Environment, and the Ministry of Health. And just imagine how I would look in 2012. That's over 10 years ago. Very young guy with his jeans and t-shirt. So they kept asking me, who are you? Why are you concerned? Why are you asking? What political party do you belong to? What is your business? I left my comfort, taking a risk, and going down to Zamfara State. So first, I found out that over 700 children had died. 2, 1,500 children were very sick and at the verge of losing their lives. And 4, these kids who are very sick are below 5 years. Now, with this data and knowledge, what was the root cause? It was artisanal mining, but at that time, government called it illegal mining. And because they had placed a ban on mining, all the local miners had gone into the deep forest. And for me, because I wanted to understand why exactly were they mining and how can we put a stop to it. So I got a motorbike. It took me another 3 hours into the deep forest. At this time, there was no mobile network. And at a point, I was wondering, am I still in Nigeria? I got to this mining site in the deep forest, and there was a lot of economic activities ongoing. There were people mining, there were people selling drugs, there were people selling food. So I engaged a local miner, and for me, I was trying to understand, 1, are you aware that lead poisoning from your activities is killing children at home? And 2, are you willing to even stop and find another trade? They were all aware, they were informed, and for them, it's about coming out of poverty, being able to fend for themselves and their family. So they said to me, children come from God, and they've gone back to their Creator. So what did I do? I believe that my generation is one of the luckiest. We have technology tool. Each and every one of us have a smartphone connected to the internet. So I took what you would call amateur pictures and amateur videos, and I was lucky that I spoke basic Hausa. And for me, I broke it down on how government could respond, but most importantly, how citizens can add their voice to a campaign. So what we did was to create a hashtag called Save Bagega, and we came on Twitter and Facebook using the pictures and the videos. And one thing we realized is each and every one of us is from a village, and we can relate to the issues of people living in these various communities, even if we find ourselves in city center. In less than 48 hours, Save Bagega hashtag have impacted and reached over 900,000 people. In less than 72 hours, the campaign went from Twitter to Facebook to Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC, DW, channels, NT, and AIT. And the then president called his team together and approved the sum of $5.3 million, which is close to £1 billion. Of course, we're all excited that government have now responded to citizens' voice. But did this money actually move from Abuja to Gusau? And for us, we now understood the difference between approval, releases, and utilization. And that's how our idea around Follow the Money started. How we use data at the grassroots, connecting it to digital voices that are mostly young people, and getting government informed to take better decisions. And today, over 1,500 children got free medical intervention. They have access road to this community, internet access, and now they even have a computer laboratory. A lot of us talk about Silicon Valley in the United States. But the reality is, our Silicon Valley is millions of years away if each and every one of us do not take action. This is 2014 in Gusau, and you can see me on a camel. Now, what are the process in this big idea? First is even speaking to people, dialoguing, focus group discussion, and what you can call interviews. And in doing that, you're collecting baseline data. You're engaging with communities and feeling their pulse. You're getting contacts from these grassroots communities who are our constituents and getting buy-in of the leadership. Because in every community in Nigeria, there's a leadership structure, there's a bale, there is a head of these communities. Now, for us, it must be people-centered. What do we want to achieve? Improve service delivery, open government, facilitating development, reducing poverty, getting citizens to engage in government and getting government to respond. But as we center around people, there must be a process, which the pillar of democracy talks about rule of law. And technology is an enabler. But mind you, a lot of time we forget that even with technology, if people do not engage, then nothing gets changed. I believe that when government spending works, nothing works like it. We can try to play our roles as individuals and collective, but we cannot take the role and position of government. So I believe that when government funding work, when it's targeted, when there's data to inform policy and decision making, and most importantly, it's transparent and sustainable, then nothing would work like it. For me, with this big idea, what is center is about peace, justice, and stronger institution. And that's what the SDG Goal 16 talks about. I took this picture in Kano, and just to broad trace the point that each and every one of us plays a significant role, be it a local laborer, be it a policymaker, be it a journalist or an activist like myself. We all play an important role using the tools that we have. We have the powers, we have the numbers. Let's use it and change the world. Thank you.